Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thankful to this coincidence that my presentation follows the presentation of Mr. Buddhadev, because many of the questions that he has posed, we provide a solution to them. And especially in this presentation, you will see how we present a solution to the public health challenges that we are facing. In fact, as most of you would be knowing, because you are some or the other way connected with public health, that in public health in India, a very important issue is the issue of demand, the existing demand. What we see is that the existing demand is lower than the optimal demand, socially optimal demand, which we say. And a very challenge is to generate or to fill in that gap and to raise the level of existing demand to the socially optimal demand, because the kind of population that we are dealing with, either it is very remotely located, it's kind of very unorganized, in some cases they are not well educated, and there are issues related to migration, and somewhere or the other we are not able to capture them fully in terms of public health. So a very important challenge comes is how to keep on delivering them the services, keep on reminding them of what services are due to them, keep on reminding them of what they need from socially optimal point of view, and also maintain a record, because as he very rightly said, that now we don't need electronic patient records only, we need health biographies. So we intend to create something like health biographies of each and every individual of the state through our system, which we've named as eMamta. Actually, it is an e-health system where we are trying to create e-health biographies for the population. But at the very first step, we have taken the mother and children only, because they are our focus priority groups. And we have started with the mother and children, but gradually it's going to extend it, we're going to extend it to the entire population. This is a general public profile of Gujarat. It's as you all know, Gujarat is a highly urbanized state, and we have an IMR of 50 per thousand, MMR of 160, so the challenge is huge. We have a very good public health infrastructure in terms of, say, about 291 CHCs, about 26 district hospitals, 6 medical colleges in the government sector, and 7274 sub-centers and about 1100 PSCs. From the very beginning, as you all may be knowing, that Gujarat has been very IT friendly, and we have always set examples in the IT sector. We have a lot of IT applications currently running in the state, and we have the HMIS, Health Management Information System, the hospital monitoring application, the online civil registration system, GPS, mobile health units, procurement management system, mapping facilities, eMamta, IT infrastructure, telemedicine, call center-based emergency, and so many others which I have not mentioned here. In this, I'll be focusing, in today's presentation, I'll be focusing on eMamta only, which is a new concept that has emerged. It's basically a system of name-based tracking of the individuals. And here I'll be mainly talking of mothers and children, because that's the first stage that we have taken up. So basically a name-based tracking right from the womb, a person, a child, a fetus, he or she comes in the form of fetus, right from that stage to the later entire continuum of care, we are trying to follow up the services. So it is basically, what is the rationale behind the name-based tracking service? We see basically we're trying to follow up service delivery to every individual. Tracking dropouts. As you all know, at various stages, we are not in a position to track these dropouts. So we're trying to track dropouts and ensure complete continuum of services. Establish a credible monitoring system, because we are trying to establish a system where we get credible data about the services that have been delivered. Sort and group data. So what we're trying to do is that on the basis of the profile that we are collecting through the service delivery, data entry, and through the tracking of services, to group them into various categories like anemia, severely malnourished, if they are affected with any disease, so that we can provide services to them. And health biographies to maintain a permanent and easily retrievable record of services that have been provided to the individual beneficiaries. This is your home page. The website is named as e-mamta.gujarat.nic.in. It has now been, initially we launched a Gujarati version of it, but after the national rollout, we have launched an English version, and gradually you see many other versions of this. The program is basically divided into 4 phases. Actually, it's a big challenge to me putting the whole thing together in about 10 or 15 minutes, because the presentation, if I really am fair to it, then it will take about an hour or so, but I'm trying to compress it. So it basically has 4 phases. That is, number 1 is family health survey. We have surveyed each and every individual of the population, especially the rural areas, the urban slum and the slum-like population, and also the non-slum areas we are now surveying. We have put the data, their health data, whatever data we got through the family health survey, in our system as a back-end data. Verification and cross-verification through physical checking and sample cross-checks. Then registration of services. Now, registration of individual mother and children for providing services to them as and when services are due to them. And then tracking the services through monthly work-ins that are given to the health functionaries, follow-up of the left-outs, and through SMS reminders. The progress that has been made so far, we have already been able to get the data online for 82 lakh plus families. Out of the total population of about 5.5 crores of Gujarat, we already have the health data of 4.18 crore population. 3 lakh pregnant women have already been registered. About 75,224 infants have been registered. We have the data for more, but they have been registered. And children in the 1 to 6 years is about 1,92,000. The system has various functions. One of the functions is a dashboard, which gets updated every morning. So every morning when we come to the office, we can see the dashboard. And as somebody said, that CEOs normally like dashboards. So it is a very good tool for us that in the morning we know where do we stand in terms of our service indicators. It gives us our total data to us, how many ANCs have been registered. Out of that, how many have been early ANCs registered. What was the how many deliveries that were done. So we go on April to March basis. So starting from 1st April, how many deliveries have been performed, out of which how many of these were in the private institutions, how many of these were in the government institutions, how many of these were in the Chiranjeevi, how many births took place, out of which how many were live births, stillbirths, mother death, infant death, immunization, full immunization, part immunization. So all this data, and this is not the data. See, the beauty of the thing is that it is not data alone. No numbers have been put in. This is collected on the basis of delivery of the services and then saying, yes, to this A person, this service is delivered. The system then aggregates the data and then puts it in the form of numbers. We don't feed any numbers in the system. And that is why we get the complete record and very, very credible data. Some very prominent features are that it is UID compatible. Now, we will be going to UID, unique ID system for everybody. So it is UID compatible. It has been made in such a way that right now we are giving them unique IDs and unique family IDs. But once a unique ID comes in, we will be able to track them with the help of the unique ID. SMS alerts are given to beneficiaries for the services that fall due to them. Maybe ANC services, maybe vaccination services, PNC services, or any services which may be due to them. Various incentives are paid in the NRHM for the volunteers that help us in the programs. So it also captures the details of the incentives. There is an online system for health record and immunization record. The health services that are delivered to the MCH, right now we are taking only MCH, but gradually in the second phase when we go over to the entire population, all the health services that will be given to the individual will be captured by this, and at any time individual can get his health record. And immunization record, that facility is still there. We have developed. The immunization record is after 15, 20, 25, 40 years. At any age you want, what was your childhood immunization, you can get a complete record of immunization covering both the routine immunization as well as the optional vaccines that are given by certain parents. It is totally integrated with the HMIS. That right now HMIS as most of us who work in the government sector, we know that we generate the HMIS reports through numbers. This, as I told, it does not generate